Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, coming at you guys today with a little bit of a discussion. Maybe you could call this predictions, I suppose, about the Nintendo Direct that's coming tomorrow based on the game ARMS, which will also feature a new trailer from Splatoon 2. Which, hey, sounds really awesome. I can say right off the bat that I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting really excited about this Nintendo Direct. Because at first, I really honestly believed that the Nintendo Direct, we knew one was coming, but I believed that the Nintendo Direct coming was going to be for the new Pokemon game that we do not know exists yet. We all assume that it's there and hope that it's there. But this is okay, and I really got to thinking today after I saw this, what are they wanting to reveal, and what are they wanting to look at, and what else can they show us? So, I just want to look at a few things here before we get there. And first of all, I think one of the big things they're going to show off are characters. Now, we know based off the last Direct, there are 3 more characters that we don't know about. And so far, we have Min, Helix, Springman, Mechanica, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, and Master Mummy, who are all impressively different. Very, very different from each other. You will never confuse the two. And of those, I believe that Min is probably my favorite so far, just because it's brilliant to base a character off of Ramen. I think that's amazing. And I also really like Helix and his design. Now, I think that they're going to reveal a couple characters here. I don't know that they'll reveal the last one, but I'm fairly certain they're going to show us some more characters. And due to some of the confusion, which I was even confused at one point, of the control scheme and things like that from before, I imagine that they're going to go more in depth on how you can control this thing with a Pro Controller. Now, the limitation, which I thought was across the board at the time, was only for a Joy-Con. When you have one Joy-Con without 2 sticks, you are limited on your movement and also punching angles going at the same time. However, with the Nintendo Pro Controller, right, this is, you're supposed to be able to use it in the same fashion. And they haven't showed anything on this at all. So my guess early on, just to be very conservative, I guess, which I believe that this showcase will be quite conservative, is that they're going to show maybe the 2-on-2 battles more. Might show more players, maybe what they plan to do with some of the online. I think that they're going to show a few more characters, maybe reveal some more of the whatever those things are they put on their fists, that they're weapons, I guess. I think they're going to show some more of those. And most importantly, though, we have to go into this not really wanting to get our hopes up, because they really are going to focus on this game, and they want to give us a reason to purchase this game. We know what the game will do, we know what it's about, but we need to know why it's valuable at this point. So I'm sure that this Direct is going to help drive, the point of this is why, this game warrants your purchase. Now, I'll say right offhand that I'm a day oneer on this game. I have a lot of hope in it. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I'm probably, just depending on how much motion is necessary, I'll probably wind up using the motion controls. However, being a 30-year-old husband with, 3 kids, sometimes I have kids in my lap, and motion controls are kind of out, just kind of out the window, So, this is, I'm pretty excited, I'll put it that way, that you don't have to use motion, and that there are other options in this game. And I just can't wait to see how those control. I can't wait to see exactly how I'll be able to fight online, what the limitations are, what we're going to be looking at. I can't wait to see more of whether or not this game will deliver on its promise of depth and learning the skills in order to win. I hope that this game is one of those that if you're just slinging your arms around, you won't win. I know they say it's not, but I just want to see the proof, because a lot of games don't deliver. However, this game looks like it will. This ARMS looks like it absolutely is going to deliver on that front. And I'm super excited about the idea, or this concept, firstly, that you have this fighting game that's all based off distance, and angles, and aiming, and strategy. And it is so awesome just to think about how great this game could be. However, you have to be careful building things up like that unless you can deliver on them. Now, here's the thing. Nintendo just built up a game which launched with the Nintendo Switch, and they built it up, and man, for years, people were just salivating at the idea of this game, and it finally came out. This was Breath of the Wild, and guess what? It lived up and even surpassed the expectations. So, I hate to compare these other games to Breath of the Wild. It's kind of unfair, because it's like, yeah, if they're just as good as Breath of the Wild, they'll be okay. Well, you know, that's with any game. If every game was that good, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? But, you know, I think that tomorrow they're going to reveal characters. I think that they're going to show us maybe some more stages. They're going to show us some more fighting mechanics. They'll show us how to use the Pro Controller. And, you know, I don't think it's going to venture much further than that. I just honestly don't expect them just to go way, way too deep with anything at this point. My hope, though, is I'm honestly hoping, because this is so original and so great. I know I saw a Reddit out there about people wanting Nintendo characters in this game, and I had to say I disagree. Oh man, as you know, and don't hate on me for this, but as great as Mario would be in this, or Little Mac, or anybody like that, okay, this game is what it is. It is very, very great. The characters are just out of this world different, and each different from each other, and also different from anything else in the Nintendo universe, and it's just great, and I can't wait to experience these characters for what they are, and I don't need this game. This is just my personal opinion, that I don't want this game flooded with all the other characters in the Nintendo universe. That's not to say they're not great, and they're not awesome, and that I don't want to see them more and more things. I just think for right now, ARMS needs to establish itself as itself, and not try to lean on other names or other games or other characters, because it's not Smash Brothers, okay? It's ARMS, and it needs to be ARMS. Now, as far as the new gameplay trailer that's coming for Splatoon 2, I know a lot of people have asked the question, you know, they're like, oh, well, you know, this having a dedicated Nintendo Direct to ARMS may not be the best course of action. You know, people won't be excited. They're not going to come in here and watch this thing. You know, what do? We need to get people more excited, get them to watch, get views, get this. And perhaps they put this trailer in there in order to combat that, you know, just to get people to be excited to watch the Direct, because they want to see more Splatoon, and they'll watch ARMS to get there. I don't know if this is the way that they're thinking about it, but if it is, I mean, I guess there is some plausibility there. You know, it's not necessarily outlandish to believe that, you know, there are people out there who are on the fence as to whether or not that they want to purchase this game. Because even though it looks great, it's still a one-on-one fighter, and it is a genre on its own. It looks like it's actually somewhat redefining this genre, and I'm really excited about that. And it looks really, really good, but no matter what game is out there, there are people that, to this day, probably will not play Breath of the Wild just because, you know, they just have something against The Legend of Zelda, and they are missing out on this awesome experience. Hey, you know what? They have the freedom to do that. They're okay. They're fine. I have no hard feelings. You can play whatever games you want. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But in this one, it's going to be difficult in order to sell people, even more so on a one-on-one or two-on-two or whatever it is, fighting game, when a lot of people put doubt in big RPGs and things like that too. So I think that this, essentially this Nintendo Direct is just going to be driving in the value of this game, and they just put a little bit of frosting on the top of the Nintendo Direct by giving us some more Splatoon 2, and I think that's great. I will say again though, I'm very let down that this is not a Pokemon Direct. It breaks my heart that this isn't a Pokemon Direct. And, you know, in the past, there have been dedicated Nintendo Directs that had just a bunch of stuff, like I believe it was the Super Smash Bros. Direct, that it just surprised everybody. It was filled with things, and I hope this is the same. I honestly hope it's not just, yes, let's look at another 10-minute fight, blah, 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 you know. Not that I'm not excited about the game, but it would be great if Nintendo surprised us and they were like, oh, we decided to throw a couple special things in here. Maybe drop Pokemon, maybe drop this, and maybe talk about a couple ports in the middle. and just catch us off guard. I think that would be great. And it's not outside of what Nintendo's typically done. You know, they are always full of surprises, which really is why I love Nintendo Directs. It's because of the surprise, those unexpected announcements that come where you're like, wait, what just happened? What did I just see? What is this? And it's really, really exciting to think about. Now, I hate to try to get you pumped up like that because I don't want to get your hopes up personally, and I don't want to get my hopes up in it. But I think this would be a solid Direct. I think it's going to be really good. Give us a lot of information. Give us characters. Give us more on the control. Establish the value of this title. And really illustrate to us why we should buy it. Because that's what every game needs to do. When you look at a game or look at gameplay or you look at a trailer, that company is attempting to communicate to you the value of that game and why it's worth your money to buy that over something else. And I think that Nintendo is going to do this tomorrow. I believe that they're really going to drive in the value, and I think they'll do a great job at it. And on top of that, hey, if nothing else, if you don't want to watch ARMS, which I do personally, I'm really excited about it. Can't wait to see Min Min and Helix go at it. I can't wait to see Ribbon Girl and Ninjara showdown. I don't know. Maybe the new characters will fight. But, if it's not your cup of tea, tune in anyway, because you never know. Nintendo might throw something out there that'll surprise you, and you might just be surprised after watching this game and seeing something like this. They might pull you into being at least interested or on the watch in order to want to purchase this thing. So, anyway, that's just a couple of my thoughts on the Nintendo Direct coming up. Afterwards, I'll try to do some videos. I have a busy day tomorrow afternoon. But definitely by tomorrow night, I should be able to put up some videos of some breakdowns and thoughts and all that. We'll look at everything that was on there, and we'll check it out, see what's going on with it. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. I certainly appreciate you. I do. Oh, yes, I appreciate you guys. You are the best. The Stork Force, right? Stork Force. Yes, that's what you are, if you have subscribed here. It's lame, isn't it? But that's why it's fun. That's why it's fun, because it's lame. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to click that red button below that has a word on it that rhymes with subscribe. It's subscribe. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.